Morning, beautiful children. It's an honor to be with you this morning. My name is Glenn Osher. I'm coming from a Jewish background. Just like to share a little bit of my testimony with you this morning. Please look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you are beautiful. Neighbor, 1, 2, 3. Neighbor, please listen carefully to Brother Glenn. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, beautiful children. I was growing up in a Jewish family, and there was chaos in my life. My mother and father, they were always very rude to each other. My father was abusing my mother with his tongue. He didn't have alcohol, but he had some other spirit that when he told my mother what to do, she would always rebel. She didn't want to do what my father said he must do. My father was a Mr. Universe bodybuilder. He didn't take smoking and drinking, was a healthy guy. But because my mother and him were fighting all the time, it affected me. I didn't realize how much it affected me, but I went to school, dirty feet and dirty neck, no lunchbox, no tuck shop. And people, they were calling me a bloody Jew. When I was walking to school in the street, somebody would stop me and say, you bloody Jew. So I didn't understand what is going on. When I got to school, sometimes I was late. I felt like I was very alone. So at school, I was very naughty. I was looking for attention because my mother was not allowed to give me love. My father told me my mother is mad. So I used to think my mother is mad. So when I got to school, I felt like I need to look for some love, for attention, and for something to hang on to. I was starving, hungry, alone, and I didn't know my left hand from my right hand. So when it came time for, in the classroom, I was doing terrible things, very naughty, looking for attention. I didn't know how to help myself. And this was going on, failed standard 3, into high school. I don't know how I made it to high school, but I was there. Still hungry, starving, dirty body, and feel like I was tormented. Bloody Jew again. Teacher used to kick me out the class and tell me, get out, you've got no ears. The principal would catch me outside and say, what are you doing? Go and stand in my office. And you know what happens when you go to the principal? So, everybody, 1, 2, 3. After jumping from the principal's office, the teacher didn't want me back in the class. I used to wander around outside. And then people would come to me and want to fight me at lunch, put boxing gloves on me and say, your father is a bodybuilder, you a bloody Jew, you come, let's fight. So my whole life I was trying to hang on to fresh air, fighting, looking at no money and everything. So one day I had a miracle in my life, and somebody saw my suffering, and you might ask, who's this person that came to change me? Because he saw my suffering. And this person is God. So say God. God. I say, what? Who's God? So they said to me, God is the maker of the stars, the heaven and the earth, and the sea and the mountains, and you and me. Say, God created you and me. God created you and me. And God created you and me in His beautiful image. So when you look at yourself today, you mustn't be like I used to be. You must know that God created you in His beautiful image. There's only one problem to see this beautiful image in us, and that is sin. Say sin. Sin. Sona. Sona. So the wages of sin in our life is death. Life is all about choices. We have to learn to make the right choices. So I can't blame my mother and my father for what they did. They made the wrong choices. It affected me. But thank God, He helped me to make the right choices. So the solution to make these right choices is Jesus. Say Jesus.
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 1, 2, 3. It is a joyful thing, you are right. So this Jesus that came to bring us the solution to sin. He was born of a virgin. He grew up obeying his teachers, his parents. He had a good name everywhere, like we must get in our life if we want to be successful. Jesus came with a solution, and he went and he healed the blind eyes and the deaf ears, and he cast out evil spirits, raised the dead, fed the multitude. He was a friend of sinners. He didn't come to make us feel guilty. Remember, he came to me to take away my guilt, take away my shame, and take away my condemnation, so that I can put my shoulders back and walk in the image of God. Amen. Amen. So this Jesus, there are a lot of people that were jealous of him. They didn't like him. So what did they do? They put him in prison. Jesus didn't open his mouth because he knew he had to come and take away our shame for this beautiful act. They took him out of prison. They tied him to a whipping post. One soldier on one side of the whipping post and another soldier on the other side of the whipping post. And they took all Jesus' clothes off. They made him to look like a puppet. And they took a big shambok, a whip, with 9 leather cords on that shambok. And on each cord of the shambok there was steel and bones. That's how they used to whip the people in those days if they were naughty. But here's the Jesus who was innocent. And these soldiers, they start to hit him. 1, 2, 3. Now you can put yourself in those shoes of Jesus. When that whip hit his back and his shoulders and his legs, that leather tongs, they didn't want to come out because of the bone and the iron. So they caught his flesh, and the soldier would pull that flesh out. And nyama, meat of Jesus would come off with blood, lots of blood. So it was terrible. The people, they were crying. Mary was crying. All the disciples were crying. What were they doing to Jesus? They didn't whip him 3, 5, 10, 15 times. They whipped him 40 minus 1. 39 times they whipped our Jesus for you and for me. And that was not enough. That pool of blood that was there, they went and took a crown of thorns and they put it in his head and pushed it in, and more blood came out. Then they put a heavy cross on top of him so that we don't have to be crossed. And they made him carry it to Golgotha, to Calvary, through the streets of Jerusalem, so that people could see this terrible suffering that Jesus is going through. And when he got to Calvary, they laid him on the cross took 3 rusty, long nails, and they bashed it into his hands onto the cross and his feet. And they lifted up that cross on Calvary for the whole world to see, for all of us to see. And then the thief on the one side of the cross said, Jesus, take away my shame, take away my guilt, take away my lying, my stealing, my murder, my drugs, my bullying, being bullied. Take away all this sickness and my migraines and my headaches, and I'm a sinner. And Jesus told that thief on the cross, today you will be with me in paradise. The other thief on the other side of the cross, he made a joke of Jesus. And he told him, if you're the Son of God, come down and save us, and then you will save yourself. But he didn't understand. The thief that said, I want to go to paradise, Jesus is telling us, you also can go to paradise. So as Jesus was about to die, he said, Father, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. All of us, we don't know what we're doing when we disrespect our teachers, when we bully each other, swearing, making fun, drugs, doing all kinds of sins. So God didn't come to condemn us, he came to save us. And when Jesus said, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing, he gave up the ghost. And then that soldier came with a spear. 1, 2, 3. The soldier came with a spear, and he put it into Jesus' side, and blood and water came out to make sure that he was dead. They took him off the cross and they put him in the tomb for 3 days. Say 3 days.
3 days.
And on the third day, he raised from the dead. Amen.
Amen.
For you and for me, Jesus raised from the dead. And he went to us and he's saying, Thomas, you believe without your eyes, you must believe with your heart. Thomas didn't believe. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. He went to Peter and said, do you love me, Lord? And Peter said, yes. Just like I did when I had to grow up from being tormented as a young person. So can I ask everybody to please close your eyes and bow your heads. Think carefully, this beautiful God that came to take me out of my shame, my guilt, my torment, bullying, bloody Jew, all the evil spirits, God came to me and He can do it for you. If there are any beautiful children here today that can hear God knocking at the door of your heart, please keep your eyes closed and your heads bowed. And I want you to raise up your hands. We're going to pray with you to ask God to come and take away all your stuff in Jesus' name. If there are any security people around this property, cleaners, garden people, teachers, principals, visitors, and you hear God's voice, please, if you hear Him knocking at the door of your heart, also pray this prayer after me. Say, Father God, thank you for the good news.
Thank you for the good news.
I had no hope,
I had no hope,
but now
but now
I can say goodbye to sin.
I can say goodbye to sin.
I am a sinner.
I am a sinner.
I cannot save myself.
I cannot save
I
myself.
need you, Lord.
I need you, Lord.
Thank you for sending Jesus
Thank you for sending Jesus
from heaven to earth
from heaven
to show the way,
to show the way.
my debt to pay. I believe
I believe
with my heart
in my heart
that Jesus died for me,
that Jesus died for me,
and I confess with my own mouth
and I confess with my own mouth.
I am now born again.
I am now born again.
Teach me to read your Bible,
Teach me to read your Bible,
to pray all the time,
to pray all the time,
to get involved in a beautiful church,
to get involved in
and to go and tell others about Jesus. I will love my teachers. I will love my enemies. I will love my brother and sister. I love you, Father. In Jesus' name. Thanks for saving me. Amen. Amen. Give God a clap. Thank you.